am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. Welcome back, current subscribers, new subscribers, and for those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome. Please make sure you thumbs up this video and share. Show me that you care. So imagine that you are in your home. It is, late in the evening. A little bit of light is still outside. And you are in your kitchen minding your own business, doing your own thing because it's your house and you live there. Well, imagine you're there and all of a sudden you start hearing a commotion and you're thinking, what are these children out there doing now? Well, imagine this father's surprise when he saw what was going on in his home. Let's get into it. Bobby Tucker of Citrus Heights, California, was at home minding his business and he heard this commotion. He goes running out to see what's going on, and imagine his surprise. He sees some man attacking his children. This man had jumped on Mr. Tucker's 14-year-old son from behind and jumped him and was choking him. And then he got him to the ground and he moved on to his 11-year-old son. Now, according to Mr. Tucker, this man was screaming and growling and doing whatever and attacking his children, and he wasn't having that. And mind you, this was at 5:30 p.m. Now, the children had gone out to take out the trash, and when they came back in, they didn't lock the door. But I know we're living in a time where your doors should be locked at all times, but come on, who's thinking about that at 5:30 in the evening? Who would think that somebody would just come, some stranger out of nowhere, into your home and attack you? Now, what got Bobby Tucker, who happens to work as a security guard, what got his attention is, this commotion is going on, and he could hear one of the children saying, "Call 911." So when he runs in there and sees what's going on, the assailant was hitting his 11-year-old. Well, needless to say, Mr. Bobby Tucker said, "Oh, not today." So, he jumped on this stranger and got him down to the ground and knocked the man unconscious. So meanwhile, 911, all of the 911s get there. You've got the police and the paramedics, they get there. And this stranger who Mr. Tucker had knocked out was unresponsive. And they kind of had a hard time getting him to respond. He wasn't unalived, but he was definitely out. Now, the thing that behooves me is the fact that the police aren't identifying who this stranger is. They're not giving his name, and they're not saying whether he might be a mental patient, which that I'm okay with. If he's a mental patient, he's a mental patient. You don't have to tell me. But I do think, as a person of the public, I have a right to know what this man's name is and what you are going to charge him with. He is being, the police, they're being awfully hush-hush about this, and I don't understand that. Now, they further went on to let Mr. Tucker know that, he did a good job and he was protecting his family and he would not be charged. Oh, he better not be charged. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this story. I just wanted to give you a little bit of the basic details because I am going to provide you with a clip where you will see Mr. Tucker being interviewed by the news and him telling the story and, how he felt and, about, the mental state of his children at this present time. And also, there's another clip. It's not going to exactly be repetitious, but it's going to be another news story that I found And I am going to add that in simply because at the beginning of the story, we see this frantic man who went and disrupted the Tucker household at the door in a frenzy before he enters. And at the end, we see him going out on a stretcher. And that's how it should be when someone disturbs your peace in your home. And if y'all are anything like me, I was looking very hard and watched the clip several times and even froze the photos because I wanted to see, was this madman responsive or no? Was he handcuffed to the gurney that they wheeled him out on? I mean, I'm just curious because let's just say if it were someone my complexion, if they had even made it out, they'd be cuffed. So I was a little bit interested in that. Couldn't tell. Let me know in the comments if you're able to see.
This story, a home invasion turned trip to the hospital for one man who's now in police custody. The brash break-in happened at 5:30 yesterday, right in daylight in Citrus Heights.
Your reporter Ashley Sharp is covering Sacramento County tonight and tells us the suspect didn't make out with anything but a beatdown.
Yeah, not so lucky, right? This homeowner actually says that he thinks that this was an attempted robbery gone wrong. The suspect, who is not yet being named by Citrus Heights police at this hour, walked through the front door that was left unlocked and got a bit more than he bargained for, coming face to face with a father whose protective instinct kicked right in.
Captured on doorbell camera, the moment Bobby Tucker says this intruder picked the wrong home to mess with.
He stops, looks around, see if anyone was looking, and then comes in and starts attacking my kids.
With only seconds to respond, Tucker was in the back room when he heard screaming from his 14 and 11-year-old boys.
I came out to the hallway and I see this guy over the top of my son, hitting my son, and I just instantly gave my all to take care of my kids.
Tucker fought hand-to-hand with the intruder until he was unresponsive, then held him at gunpoint until Citrus Heights police arrived.
Still a little in shock. I did what I had to do to make sure that everyone was safe.
The 29-year-old suspect that so brazenly walked in the front door left on a stretcher. Citrus Heights police confirmed Friday the suspect is still in the hospital, but in police custody, expected to face charges of robbery and assault.
It makes you feel unsafe, makes you feel like, oh, I want to move somewhere else.
Tucker left wanting more security cameras at his home. And when he watches this video, he sees a scary encounter that could have been much worse.
The kids, they were traumatized. I didn't want my kids to have to see anything like that at all.
Tucker says his children were punched and choked, but will be okay. This father glad he was in the right place at the right time when a would-be robber walked through the front door.
Now, that homeowner will not face any charges. Police praising him for protecting his home and his family. Tucker hopes that this is a warning to others, guys, to always be aware, even in your own home, where he says, of course, you should feel the safest.
Wow.
Right?
I think that suspect is glad that Mr. Tucker showed some restraint, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I mean, he did hold him at gunpoint, at some point, so he could have taken further action.
Right. Ashley, thank you.
Tonight, a loving father is sharing the terrifying moment someone broke into his home and attacked his children. And let's just say Dad made the suspect regret that decision.
Big time. Police say the suspect is in custody and will be charged. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has the story.
Bent around, ducked down, looked, and then just rushed through the door.
Bobby Tucker says a stranger who was screaming and growling came into his home and attacked two of his children around 5:30 p.m. Thursday.
He attacked my 14-year-old son from the back. He jumped on him, choking him out to the ground. And then he moved on to my 11-year-old. When I came out, he was standing about right here over the top of my son.
Tucker, who works as a security guard, says he was in the back of the house with his youngest son when he heard the commotion. He rushed out from his hallway and saw the man hitting his 11-year-old son.
I admit I blanked out for a while. I probably scared my kids too, because I just kept hitting the guy. and I could hear them saying, someone call 911.
Citrus Heights police responded within 5 minutes and took the man into custody.
He was out cold, unresponsive. The paramedics tried to get him to wake up and respond. He was just out.
Police aren't releasing the man's identity yet and can't say if he was on drugs or had mental health problems. The father of 4 says his door was unlocked at the time because his children had just taken the trash out. He later posted these photos of the man, one of him entering his home and the other with him being taken out on a stretcher.
He definitely picked the wrong house to come into.
Tucker says he wants this to serve as a warning to other homeowners.
Definitely get you something inside your home to protect yourself, whether it's mace or firearm.
The father of 4 says his focus now is getting his sons through the trauma of being attacked.
Looking into try and get them at least a little bit of therapy so they can talk about it and not be afraid and scared, because your home is supposed to be your sanctuary.
In Citrus Heights, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Wow, just a powerful story. Now, police say Tucker did nothing wrong in responding the way he did. They say it is a resident's right to protect themselves and their family. The alleged intruder will face felony assault and burglary charges.